Hello YouTube, Chris here and welcome to another community video. Today is hiring an artist. So this has been the most requested video suggestion for this community series, and today I'm actually going to go into hopefully not too long of a video, but going into my process for hiring an artist. It's not for everyone, it can be quite costly. However, the results sometimes do speak for themselves. On the screen you can see we have the new Mind Flayer. This is a character card, a minion for Venkvi TCG. We also have Condor from Neo Brawl, or now Dicemania, and we also have Batcat from another project I was working on previously. So my first point in this is use sites like DeviantArt, contact friends, or ask students, because they will probably do it fairly cheap or for free. DeviantArt is probably the best site I can suggest, just because there's a forum on there. You can just go down to paid artwork, I think it is, or something like that, but there is a section on their forums where you can post requests, and people will then get in touch with you. They kind of just send you a load of samples on that thread of what they can do, but yeah, just like put in all the details of what you want and what you're looking for your project. The only problem with DeviantArt friends and students is the quantity of work you will be looking to produce or have done for you, commissions. Which brings me on to my second point, which is be upfront about your budget and what you want, i.e. how many images is in your project. This is the problem with TCGs. TCGs generally, you are looking at a lot of images, and some people, if you go and ask them, oh, I want 100 images, they're just going to go, no, I'm not putting that much effort or work into it for a small fee. The price is going to be a lot more. I've generally, well, it's difficult to say on price because each project has been fairly different cost-wise. I think the Cats in Cosplay, so Batcat you got down there, you're looking at about, I think it was $20 per commission. Condor and the Neo Brawl Dicemania stuff was cheaper, and I think that was the cheapest. And then Mind Flayer, that's the Venkvi, the new TCG, has been it's a middle ground of cost, but because of the quantity of images that the artist is doing for Venkvi, the price block per commission is slightly less, but they're getting a lot of they're getting quite a bit of money, but at the same time I've been able to reduce that cost just because of the quantity, and it is like an ongoing kind of like job for them. Moving on, if you get your artist, is to be lenient with deadlines and workload. Like I said before, some people they'll just laugh at you for saying, oh, I want 100 images, when do you want it for? Next week? Nope, not going to do it. My deadlines are generally quite long, like 12 months, 18 months sort of thing, which was what Neo Brawl was going to be. The actual workload for Venkvi is very quick. I'm getting commissions every couple of weeks, and that's in 4 to 5 character blocks, so I'll get 4 or 5 at a time, and then I can start working on those, and then there's like a down period of about a week, and then my artist gets back to me and says, do you want the next lot? And I was like, yeah, here's what I want, and then they start doing that. They send me the line artwork, I say if I like it or not, and if there's any changes. Normally there aren't that many changes. I don't request too much, which then brings me into my next point, which is allow artists creative freedom and create dream boards. So for starting off with creative freedom, I generally say this is kind of what I want, but put your own spin on it as well. So it's not, now with the current project there have been a couple of images which have almost been clones. Like the Mind Flayer you see on screen now is more or less a clone of, if you were to type in Mind Flayer on Google, you'll get more or less exactly the same image but purple, which it's not too bad. It is their work and stuff, but that's, I like to give like an idea without pictures now. So I say, right, this is kind of what I want, and then I see what they come up with, which it's kind of like a written version of a dream board. So a dream board is where I've given an artist a load of pictures and say I want a character like this, a character like that, a character like this, a character holding a weapon like this, or in this posture pose, what have you. And then they come back hopefully with something, and that fits the project. So yeah, that's that's my next point. My second to final point would be sure to get commercial rights for images and backgrounds. If you're using Creative Commons, what is it, 3.0 now or something like that, it's like making sure credit's given where credit's due. A lot of the backgrounds I'm using for Venkfi now is off Pixabay, which is free to use images. So I'm finding backgrounds off there, altering them slightly, adding them into the project, and that seems to be working really well, so I'm really happy with that. Commercial rights for images. Now, this is something you really want, especially if you're selling, because you don't want the artist to then come around and say, well, you didn't pay for those rights. This is like a thin line. I don't believe in the commercial rights thing. It's like, if you pay for a commission, you should own that commission outright. You've paid that artist to produce that work. That is your work. That's, that should be how it is, but it isn't. So just be aware of that. And my final point today is enjoy working with an artist. It's fun. Over the last 3.5 years, I've worked with 3 artists, and there are 3 different types of art on the screen now. And it's fun. Waiting to hear back, seeing line art and how the project's coming along is really good fun. And it isn't for everyone using an artist, because you are giving up a bit of creative freedom. Because you might want something a particular way and then the artist will do it slightly different, so please be aware of that. And it all comes down to budget as well. It costs money to do art, and if you don't have the budget, or if you can't find an artist that's willing to produce art for your budget, it's going to be a struggle. I wouldn't really recommend doing or hiring an artist for a TCG. For like a smaller board game, yes. But yeah, it can be quite difficult budget wise for an artist to produce art for a game of like these sorts. So especially if you're looking at like 100 cards or 100 cards plus, the money does add up. So I hope this little community episode has helped. Use DeviantArt. Loads of people on DeviantArt, and you can just search away, ask friends, students as well. Just have fun with it all. And until the next one, I've been Chris. This has been Mindflayer Games. And if you have any suggestions for further videos, please put them in the comments below. You get 2 community points for doing so. A normal comment, you get 1, and I will catch you in the next one.